Okay, now going through questions 6, 7, and 8. With question 6, we are finding the perimeter of these composite shapes. So, what we are doing with these in particular that you need to be aware of is perimeter, we are doing just the outside, and the best way to actually approach these is to separate out your two shapes. So, for each of them, we are after just the perimeter. For each of them, we are just after the perimeter. Okay, so first question, let's zoom on in. We have two different types of shapes here. I can actually see a rectangle because it has two different lengths, one on one side, one on the other. And I actually have a quarter of a circle or a sector that is here. Because this is at a right angle, I'm going to include that in my drawing. So anything that you can include to start off with, to add in numbers, is the best thing to start with. So first things first, I see a 4 here and it should match up with a 4 here, so I'm going to put my 4 meters here. Next thing I've got is my 3 meters matches up with 3 meters here, matches up with 3 meters there, so let's put that one in. Okay, now I have two distinct shapes. This is my first shape, which again, rectangle, and I'm only doing the perimeter of that part. And the next one I have is my sector, or a quarter semicircle, which is just these two parts. So again, I'm going to highlight which particular shape, let's do that one in pink, which particular shape that one is. So first and foremost, let's go through and figure out our first shape and its perimeter. So I'm just going to write it as P1, so that tells me I'm working on this shape. So I'm going to add my three numbers together to give my perimeter. So my perimeter for this one is 4 plus 3 plus 4. My second one is this guy. Okay, let's deal with him now. So a couple of things we need to be aware of. We are using this lovely formula. So just over here. So we have our angle, which is 90 degrees, and we have our radius, which is 3 meters. Again, let's write that information down so we don't get confused. So my radius is 3 meters, and my angle for this one is 90 degrees. So now I can actually add it in. So my second shape, I have to find the arc length, and I've also going to add in this line here, which is the radius. So let's do that one already. So far I've got 3, and then I need to find my arc length. So my arc length, again, formula is your part of your circumference. So your angle divided by 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by your radius, which is 3 meters in this case. So my total is going to be all of these. It's going to be all of these together. So I'm just going to put these numbers together, and this one you can add after using your calculator. So 6 and then 8, so 14. So 14 plus 90 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 3, and then my answer for my perimeter will be in meters, because that is exactly the unit of measurement I've had throughout here. Next question, let's do a similar type of thing. So first thing I see is this actually looks like a semicircle to me, so let's make it a bit clearer for ourselves by adding in some lines. Now I can see two distinct shapes. So I have my semicircle here, so I have my arc length, and I also have a rectangle with just 3 of its sides. So again, let's add in some notation. So this is my second one, and this is my first. For my first perimeter, I have this number plus whatever this number is. And remember, if we can fill in anything we do, this number is the same as this number, so that side has the same value. So our perimeter one is 30 plus 12 plus 12, so 42, 54. Okay, so that is 54 and whatever the units are. Next one we have is a semicircle, okay? But with our semicircle, we only need our arc length. So we are just using this exact formula. We're not adding anything to it. So let's plug it in and see what we get. And our P total, we'll put that at the end. So with my semicircle, I need to find out what my radius is. Having a look here, because this is a rectangle, this radius will actually be 30. So let's annotate that on our diagram. So this would be 30. And my angle here is actually 180 degrees. So now we have something to plug in. So our angle divided by 360, multiplied by 2, multiplied by pi, multiplied by my radius. So again, your angle is 180 degrees and your radius, oh, I've made a mistake. My diameter is actually 30. So to get my radius, I actually have to do half of 30. So my radius will actually end up being 15. My apologies. So let's fix that up on our equation. So, good why we check. So now my total number will be 54 plus 180 over 360 multiplied by 2, multiplied by pi, multiplied by 5, and my final answer with its units. Okay, letter E. So, letter E. We have two shapes again. Keep in mind you want to work with two shapes. I can see that I have a circle, but a bit of it's been cut out, and a quarter of it has been cut out. And I also have a rectangle here. Sorry, I have a square here. So let's work on our square first. And can we add any other information in? Yes, we can. So let's do that, shall we? So first things first, I can add in any of my other sides. So for my square, this is also 10, this is also 10, this is also 10. In my diagram, this side and this side are included, so I can add that in for my first shape. The next part helps us with the rest. So for my first shape, I have 10 plus 10, which gives me 20 millimeters. My next shape you have here is actually, and I'll use a different color highlighter so you can see, is actually this sector. So it's actually 3/4 of a circle. So I have an angle now, which is this section here. So this section for 3/4 will actually be 270. So let's add that to our diagram. So we have 270 as our angle. And I also have my radius here, which is 10. So again, let's write down the information so we don't get confused. So my radius is 10 and my angle is 270 degrees. Okay, now we can figure out what our perimeter is for this second part. So I do my arc length, which is exactly what I need and no more. So my angle was 270 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by my radius, which is 10. To get my total, I add 20 to my final answer, which was for this particular calculation. So 270 over 360 multiplied by 2 multiplied by pi multiplied by 10. And then my answer for this one will be in millimeters. Hop in the next video to see the next question.